You're watching Thomas on the Farm. I'm Thomas, and this is the Browning A5. And this is reviewing the A5. Now this review is going to be set up like this. I'm going to talk about cool things about this gun that make it a little bit different from other guns. Then I'm going to talk about advantages of those things and the disadvantages of those things. Now when you get into talking about advantages and disadvantages, it can get a bit of a touchy subject because some people may say, hey, that's not a disadvantage, that's a total advantage. Well, the reason I'm saying this is because these disadvantages I'm talking about, they are just things that I could see as that they could be disadvantage. To you, they may be an advantage. To me, they may be an advantage or a disadvantage. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of things that could be a disadvantage or could not be a disadvantage. First off, let's start talking about cool things about this gun as far as functions go. Well, the first thing is that this is a recoil operated gun, which means the barrel comes back. I'm not strong enough to get it to go all the way back, but it comes back, and when the bolt is closed, it pushes the bolt back, ejecting the shell. So if I were able to push it all the way back, which I just did, probably wasn't in camera though. Let me try to get it in camera. Okay, so now that this thing's aimed lower, you can probably see when I push it all the way back, the bolt is going to stick back here, and the barrel is going to come up. So watch. That, and the shell ejects when you shoot the gun. So yeah, that is the main thing in the Browning A5 that makes it a little bit distinct from most other shotguns. This was one of the first shotguns, or semi-automatic shotguns, ever made by John Browning. It was made for World War I and II. Briefly, it was used in World War I, and it was used in World War II and a few other wars. Okay, so now that we're inside, there's one really cool thing I want to show you about the A5, and that is how that upper lip right there has it's just upper. It's not like a normal shotgun where it just kind of curves over right there. It kind of goes up into a raised up point. So I think that that's really cool, and I'm going to get a normal shotgun and show you kind of the difference between those two. Okay, so as you can see now, you see that the A5 has that lip, and the normal Remington 1100 shotgun, which is what I'm going to be comparing it to in this video, is more of a bend instead of like a straight up raise. I'm not sure why that is, but I think that's really cool. Also, my 1100 has a shorter barrel. That's another thing. And another thing interesting is that the handle, the thing that you put your hand on that covers the mag tube, is more of a square than it is rounded with the 1100. So one thing to point out is that the Browning is a Browning and the 1100 is a Remington. So the Remington is going to be better always, because Remington is the best gun company there is. But yeah, so that's a little bit of showing you some of the cool external things on the 1100. So yeah, let's get into the part of the video where I talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the Browning A5. So let's get into the advantages of the Browning A5. So first thing is that you'll be able to brag to your friends that you own a model of the first semi-automatic shotgun ever made. That's pretty cool. Second thing is, it just looks really cool with this lip that I talked about. I think that's a really good advantage, and it kind of feels comfortable right there in your hands. Third thing is, there's no button down here on the bottom to press. It's button operated here. That could also be a disadvantage, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the disadvantage section as well. And yeah, those are all, or not all, but some of the cool advantages you get with the Browning A5. A second thing, and this is really just a preference of yours or mine, so I'm going to put it in the disadvantage as well, but the safety is down here on the bottom of the top of your trigger guard, so that's interesting. The mag tube holds 5 rounds, so it's not a lot, but it's not a lot. So it's about average for your semi-automatic shotgun. That's heavy. Another advantage is that this is a heavy-duty shotgun. It's hardcore. It's made for people. So it operates with gunk in it. It operates with gunk in it. So yeah. Okay, so now that I've talked about a few advantages, let's get into disadvantages of the Browning A5. So a few disadvantages of the Browning A5 is, well, remember how I talked about how this barrel kind of comes back and retracts? That causes a lot of recoil. Like, I mean, with a high velocity shell in this bad boy and that thing kicking back and hitting your back, it's pretty painful, I will admit. So that is definitely a disadvantage. I don't know how you could look at that as an advantage, but maybe if you could, I don't know. But yeah, that's one of the disadvantages. Another one is the fact that, well, this lip right here. Again, one of the advantages are going to be the disadvantages because that's just really preference. Sometimes when I'm in the mood to hold a softer shotgun and I go to grab onto this, I feel that little bit of an edge right there on my hand, and it can be annoying. Again, a disadvantage could be that you don't like your safety right. You like it right here or right here. Shotgun, you have it right here. Another disadvantage is this shotgun is really heavy. Like, I mean, it's a heavy shotgun, and which also means it's a heavy duty shotgun. But yeah, so that was my review on the Remington 12. Another disadvantage is the fact that this cap right here can be hard to take off. That may just be the model of shotgun that I have. Another disadvantage related to the barrel kicking back is the fact that that whole complicated system going on there, that can make it hard to clean sometimes. You gotta take all the components apart just right, or else it's not gonna work. Or put them together just right, which I mean, I know that is on every gun, but it's kind of harder with the A5. Because the model I'm holding here is a 12 gauge shotgun, which kind of goes into the whole recoil thing. A 12 gauge, high velocity, dove load shotgun, you know, with that barrel, boom, hitting you right there, that's pretty painful, I'll admit. So, yeah, right now I'm going to play a quick, slow motion video of the A5 versus the Remington 1100, and then I'm going to give you one little warning about the A5. So yeah, let's play those real quick. So that warning I was talking about with the A5, there is a Remington version of the A5 called the Remington Model 11, not to be confused with the Remington Model 1100. The Remington Model 11 is just like this, almost identical. So that's why when you're looking for a Browning A5, you look at the stock. Browning always normally has something on their stock. Browning Automatic 5. That's what the A stands for, if you were wondering. So yeah, that was my review on the Browning A5. If you want me to do reviews differently, just tell me down there in the comments. This is a very cool gun, and I'll leave a Wikipedia link down below in the description so you can look up more in detail facts about the A5 if you're looking into getting one, or if you have one and you want to know more about yours, go ahead and check that out down below. Hi, I'm Thomas. This is Thomas on the stupid train! So I hope you like this video. I'm Thomas. This was Thomas on the Farm. I'll see you next time.